So today we're going to talk about slope. And slope is a property that lines have that tell you kind of how tilty they are. Now, there's no way to really say that one is more slopey than another, and you don't say that something has a particular measurement of slope. But we can get a number that represents each line's slope that is very useful when it comes to graphing or finding points within a line. Now, the basic ideas of slope, we could use some 4 different types of lines to talk about. So when a line goes up and to the right, it has a positive slope, like this one. When it goes down as it goes to the right, it has a negative slope. When it goes completely flat, it has no slope. And when it's completely vertical, it has what's called an undefined slope. So again, sorry guys, that line's going to be blue now. So to recap, this is positive slope. This one is negative. This one is 0. And this one is undefined. And think about slope in terms of walking on a hill. If I'm walking up a hill, if I have a little guy and he's walking up a hill, then the slope is positive because he's going uphill. Up generally related to positive. And if he's going down the hill, well, that's a negative slope. He's going down. If he's walking on a flat surface, well, that's 0 slope, and he's got no issues going up or down. He's going to be fine. And when he's at a vertical line, well, that's a wall, and he can't really walk on it unless he's Spider-Man, so it's an undefined slope. So those are the 4 major types. Now, you can also determine a mathematical value for a slope. So let's say I have 2 points. Helps to have the pen tool. 0, 5, and 3, 7. The slope is defined as rise over run, or the change in y over the change in x. So the way we do that is we subtract the y's, which helps us to figure out how far apart they are, and we subtract the x's to see how far apart they are. In this case, it's 2/3. So these are 2 apart, these are 3 apart. Now, the order in which you subtract is very important, because if you don't do it correctly, your negative signs might not end up in the right place. Okay, so I couldn't have done 0 minus 3 because I started with 7. I'm going to start with 3. Okay, 7 minus 5, 3 minus 0. Let's look at a little more complex example. Let's say I give you an equation and I ask you to find its slope. Okay, so let's say I say 4x plus 3y equals 24. Well, one thing I could do is use intercepts to figure out these points. So I'm going to say 0, 0 here. And if x is 0, then 3y equals 24, so y is 8. And if y is 0, 4x would equal 24, so x would be 6. So my points that I have are 0, 8, and 6, 0. So from there, I can do my y's subtracted and my x's subtracted. Okay? So I like to keep the part on top positive, so I'm going to go from biggest to smallest. So I'm going to do 8 minus 0. Then I'm going to go the same direction for the bottom and do 0 minus 6. And I'm going to get 8 over negative 6, which reduces to 4 over negative 3. So my slope is negative 4/3. All right. Another way you might see this sometimes, and for those of you that like equations or functions, this works. M is the thing that represents slope. I don't know why. You could probably look it up and find it and be smarter than me. But you see it written like this. y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. Okay, and that's basically saying when I have 2 points, all right, I've got 2 x's and 2 y's. So I subtract the y's and I subtract the x's. The most important part when it comes to slope is keeping the order the same. All right, if you have any questions, just ask us when you get back to class.